Coming up on Good Morning Longhorns. West Fest took place this past weekend featuring music headliners such as Twin Sick, Mango Coast, B.O.B., and Annalie Chapa. We're recapping the weekend.
Texas women's basketball moves on to the Sweet 16 of March Madness. Our Logan Duval talks to fans at the game and gives us their reactions to the Longhorns' win.
Kate Middleton has been diagnosed with cancer. We'll discuss the latest updates with her diagnosis.
And TSTV reporter Coco Kennedy checks out the Museum of Ice Cream located at the Domain, giving us the inside scoop on what this attraction has to offer.
And finally, Good Morning Longhorns exclusive interview with UT student and entrepreneur Adam Solomon. All this and more on Good Morning Longhorns. Good morning, Longhorns. For Wednesday, March 27th, I'm Lauren Peck.
And I'm Leah Wong. Thanks for joining us this Wednesday morning.
How are you doing this week, Leah?
I'm doing pretty good. You know, school this week has been super busy, but I'm happy to be in the studio. What about you?
Yes, it's that point in the semester where things are kicking up in the classes, but I'm hanging in there, so we're all good.
For sure. Well, let's get into this morning's top stories. West Fest took place over the weekend as students ran to many of the West Campus fraternities to catch fun performers such as B.O.B. and Annalie Chapa. The 31st annual 40 Acres Fest also happened on Saturday night, where student artists performed at the UT Main Mall prior to the headliner, X Ambassadors. Lauren, did you go to any of the events this weekend?
I did. I'm a huge West Fest fan because I love EDM music. I'm a DJ myself, so I always have to get out there and watch the DJs. So I was definitely at Sigma Chi with Twin Sick and ZBT with LF Systems. It was a good time. What about you?
Well, I'm a sucker for a live band, so I went to Mango Coast, aka, and it was such a blast.
Such a fun blast, yeah.
Well, despite all the fun that happened at West Campus, Texas Hillel, a popular center for Jewish students, has been vandalized twice in the past 2 weeks, initially on Tuesday the 11th and more recently on Saturday night. In a statement posted on the Texas Hillel Instagram, they said that it is distressing to see the, quote, exponential rise in anti-Semitism and hatred, end quote.
A major collision occurred on Friday as an elementary school bus crashed with a concrete truck on State Highway 21 in Bastrop County. The crash resulted in a total of 6 people being taken to the hospital and 2 people dead, including one of the pre-K students. Officials reported that it was a Hayes CISD bus for Tom Green Elementary School. The school has since formed a memorial where families have brought flowers and balloons in honor of the student who passed away.
The Longhorns are headed to the Sweet 16 after a victory on Sunday, which brought excited fans to the Moody Center. As Good Morning Longhorns' Logan Duval shows us, people were ready to get in on the March Madness craze.
Fans young and old lined up, anxiously awaiting the Texas women's basketball team matchup against the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Hopefully they get to the 3rd round. We've been coming to every game this whole season, and it's just very exciting every time we come.
In a win-or-go-home tournament, the Horns fought to advance to the Sweet 16 for the 3rd time in 4 years. The team's road ended here in the 2nd round last year, despite having home court advantage and being a #1 seed. The case was the same this year, and by defeating the Tide, the Horns proved they won't repeat bad history. Fans were confident going in.
I hope they smash Alabama. So we're going to get that win, and we're going to move on.
As UT pushes to fill the stands, students say they're feeling excitement, especially with free student tickets, courtesy of former Longhorn football player Michael Huff.
I was a huge UT fan my whole life, so just getting to come to a March Madness game for free is super cool.
But for many here at the Moody Center, even if they're not rooting for the Lady Longhorns, it's still a meaningful and exciting atmosphere.
It's a cool experience. He's had a lot of cool experiences, and just being able to add this to what he's been able to experience and us being able to see him, it's like coming back home.
Some fans who arrived early even got a glimpse and some selfies with players from the men's team, who despite getting knocked out of their tournament, came to cheer on the women's team, keeping Longhorn Nation energized. Win or lose, for some, it's all about the experience.
For us to be able to drive up here and come and see this and actually witness this, and again with my family and then my daughter who likes to play basketball, I coach basketball, it's a great opportunity to come and take advantage of.
Logan Duval reporting Texas TV.
In the 2nd round of the NCAA's March Madness, the UT Longhorns lost to the Tennessee Vols. It was a close call with a final score of 62-58.
As much of an upset that was, as Logan mentioned, the Longhorns women's team beat Alabama for a spot in the Sweet 16. This Friday at 9 p.m., the women's team will play Gonzaga in Portland, Oregon. Be sure to tune in and support the Horns.
The Campus Events and Entertainment Culture Committee will be hosting Global Street Food this week. The event will have samples of street foods from all around the world, as well as games and activities. Global Street Food will take place this Wednesday, March 27th, from 6 to 9 p.m. in the William C. Powers Student Activity Center Ballroom. Anyone with a UTID can attend along with a guest.
8 women will be competing in the annual Miss Black UT pageant tomorrow. This pageant is a part of the Black UT Spring Fest, with events lined up all week from now until March 30th. To attend, go to the Black Student Alliance's Instagram to learn more.
On Monday night, fans of Bachelor Nation tuned in to the highly anticipated finale for Season 28 of The Bachelor. Bachelor Joey Grazadeh faced a tough decision of presenting his final rose to one of the 2 remaining contestants, Daisy Kent and Kelsey Anderson.
After an emotional heart-to-heart between the women, they rode up to the engagement location together, where Joey ultimately knelt down to propose to Kelsey. Additionally, Jen Tran was named as the Bachelorette for Season 21, becoming the first Asian American Bachelorette in Bachelor history. Leah, did you watch the finale? What are your thoughts on it?
Unfortunately, I did not watch the finale live, but I'm all caught up from Instagram, TikTok, all the social media, and Joey and Kelsey look so great together, but I've got to say I'm super excited for the new first Asian American Bachelorette. Personally, it is exciting to see this kind of representation on TV as the main character, so I'm really looking forward to her season.
Of course, so glad we're finally getting some representation in The Bachelor, and this was the first season of The Bachelor that I actually watched all the way through, and I am kind of hooked now. I really enjoyed it, and I'm so happy for Kelsey and Joey, so can't wait to see what happens with them. Coming up, what will the weather look like for this Easter weekend? We've got a look at your latest weather forecast right after the break.
How are we doing? Good? Welcome back to Good Morning Longhorns. Let's take a look at weather. Joining us on this set is Kat Weber. What's the weather looking like, Kat?
Thank you, Leah, and good morning, Longhorns. Today we are starting off our morning with cloudy skies that will continue on through the afternoon into a 40% chance of rain at 3 p.m. But don't let that rain on your parade, because the rain will be short-lived with clear skies into the night. Thursday will be sunny with a high of 78 and a low of 55. This is a perfect day to get outside and soak up some rays with the UV index reaching 9. Hold on to your hats for a windy Friday. Expect temperatures to rise to a high of 80 and a low of 60, and winds at 17 miles per hour. Lastly, we will end the week with a nice breezy Saturday with a high of 82 and a low of 64. That's all I have for the weather this week. I'm Catherine Weber with the Weather Center. Back to you.
Kate Middleton receives warm wishes following her address of a recent cancer diagnosis last week. The Princess of Wales sat outside of the Buckingham Palace, shedding light on the treatment she is receiving, resulting in a wave of warm wishes given by the public, media, and world leaders. There have been outpourings of sympathy and apologies shared after the princess posted a self-altering photo the week prior. The photo with her 3 children was recalled by several news agencies after they determined the image had been manipulated. At this moment, Princess Kate requests privacy and thanks the public for their generous support.
A tragedy in Baltimore early yesterday morning as a cargo ship struck the Francis Scott Key Bridge, forcing it to collapse. The bridge came crashing down after 1 a.m. as multiple vehicles were driving across. From Baltimore and Maryland leaders to President Biden, the collapse is drawing national attention. Some search and rescue efforts were successful, but 6 missing people who were working for a bridge construction company are presumed dead. Local media outlets are reporting that the cargo ship lost control and power before barreling into the bridge, but an investigation remains underway. In the meantime, the Port of Baltimore remains closed, which could impact supply chains and shipping prices. President Biden has pledged to have the federal government pay to rebuild the bridge, which typically hosts more than 30,000 commuters each day.
The CEO of Boeing, Dave Calhoun, announced his decision to step down as CEO at the end of 2024 amid a wave of safety concerns. Boeing said in a statement, quote, "He will continue to lead Boeing through the year to complete the critical work underway to stabilize and position the company for the future," end quote. A door panel blew out on a Boeing 737 MAX plane flown by Alaska Airlines back in January, stirring up many negative stories. In the wake of 2 air disasters that ended in the death of a total of 346 people back in 2020, Calhoun stepped in the position of power. The president and chair of the company's board of directors will step down as well, effective immediately. The future of the company and who will succeed these leaders are in the spotlight and facing pressure.
The Tennessee Governor Bill Lee signed a legislation Thursday designed to protect songwriters and other music industry professionals from the potential dangers of artificial intelligence. Under the new act dubbed the Elvis Act, photographs and likeness are considered property rather than a right of publicity, which will also extend to vocal likeness. Lee told reporters, quote, "Artists have intellectual property. They have a uniqueness that is theirs and theirs alone, certainly not artificial intelligence," end quote. The new act makes Tennessee the first state in the U.S. to pass legislation protecting musicians from AI.
YouTube star and mother of 6, Ruby Frank, faces a 30-year prison sentence following the abuse of her children. Her 12-year-old son was severely malnourished and bruised when he snuck out of a window to a neighbor's house and politely asked them to drive him to the nearest police station. A police investigation determined that religious extremism motivated Frank to inflict abuse on her children. Frank pleaded guilty to 4 counts of aggravated child abuse that included her convincing her 2 youngest children that they were evil and needed to be subjected to manual labor. Months of daily abuse chronicles were released this past Friday in Frank's personal journal.
Next, something sweet for your morning. The Museum of Ice Cream, located at the Domain, gave Good Morning Longhorns an exclusive look into their delicious, immersive experience. TSUV reporter Coco Kennedy has the scoop. Take a look.
The Museum of Ice Cream, located in popular shopping center The Domain, gives an immersive experience for children and adults alike who share a common love for all things sweet. Good Morning Longhorns gets an exclusive look into how the museum operates and why it is a weekend must-try for UT students.
It brings up this nostalgia. So like a lot of times, you do these things as a kid, you color on sheets and you have, hand spun cotton candy at like a fair, but then as you grow up, you kind of don't get that anymore. And so here it kind of gives you an opportunity to relive some of that, to have those like childlike experiences and play again like a kid.
The museum offers multiple interactive activities in which I was super excited to participate in. Perfect for an afternoon excursion with friends or on your own. The museum's staff are friendly and encouraging of all things delicious.
Hi, I'm Turtle. I use she, they pronouns, and I work at the Museum of Ice Cream.
I'm just saying, college students tend to be pretty food-oriented, and we have unlimited ice cream, so I think it'd be great. It's a great experience, just like a friend outing or like a date day. It's just a great bonding experience with anybody you come with.
I had the incredible opportunity to hang out with the museum staff and visit their iconic sprinkle pool. The pool is filled with hundreds of thousands of sprinkles in which visitors can dive, slide, and swim in.
I think an incentive for UT students to visit, first of all, we have unlimited ice cream. Who doesn't love ice cream? I feel like we have a lot of like games and activities, so like if friends come or if like orgs come, they can like bond together, like maybe play scoop a scoop, see who can eat the most ice cream. Yeah, it's just a lot of connection and imagination happening here, so yeah.
So if
On Tuesday, the NFL approved what may be one of the most significant rule changes in history. A new kickoff rule has been put into place to ensure more kickoff returns while keeping concussions down, since in the 2023 season, only 22% of kickoffs were returned. The new kickoff rules state that there is now a landing zone. If the kick doesn't reach the landing zone, the ball is placed at the 40-yard line. If the kick goes out of the end zone, it is placed at the 35. If it hits the landing zone and rolls into the end zone and is downed, the ball is placed at the 20. And if the ball is caught in the landing zone, it must be returned. This rule will be in place for the 2024-2025 season and was passed with a vote of 29-3.
Up next, we hear from a UT student who just launched a new product that has gained attention throughout West Campus. Adam Solomon joins us to discuss his newest business venture, Alto Strips, right after the break. Welcome back to Good Morning Longhorns. Joining us this morning is Adam Solomon. Adam is a senior here at UT, majoring in Human Development and Organization and minoring in Business. And he is the founder and creator of Alto Strips, which have recently launched in stores and online. Adam, how are you feeling this morning?
I'm feeling great, bright and early, but thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Of course, so we're excited to get into it. So tell us about Alto Strips. What is your product and what makes it a viable alternative to other forms of energy like coffee or energy drinks?
Of course. So what I've poured my heart and soul to for the past 6 months are Alto Energy Strips. Right here, I've invented the perfect solution to instant clean energy on the go, anytime, anywhere. What Alto Strips offers you is a no-calorie, no-sugar alternative to conventional energy drinks and coffee while giving you a perfect boost of energy anytime without the stomach aches or the jitters. Because due to the technology of oral thin film, you're able to digest the caffeine into your bloodstream directly rather than having a traditional drink digests into your system, which causes digestive issues and the jitters.
That's really interesting. So walk us through your process in developing this kind of product. How did you even come up with the idea?
So yeah, one day I was just a tired student and I was thinking, there has to be a way to just have a better source of energy while staying focused in class without getting the stomach aches and while being cheap and accessible. So I thought of this idea to make these strips that will fit in your pocket that you could easily have access to, and that was basically it.
They do look really easily accessible, like they're tiny. That's really insane that you even came up with that. And so what marketing techniques have you implemented to advertise your product online and to UT students?
So yeah, growing up, I've always been into the e-commerce area, so I've built lots of connections with influencers. And then currently right now, we plan to launch with multiple different influencers that are huge on TikTok, Instagram, and also Facebook. And then in addition to that, we've sponsored a few events at Westfest this past weekend, which have really helped to launch our brand to the eyes of UT students.
That's amazing. The outreach that you have already is insane. And so with that in mind, what are the next steps with your company? Where do you see the product soon, and what are your long-term goals?
So yeah, long-term, Alto is a wellness company. In the future, we plan on launching other sorts of films that have to do with, such as melatonin sleep strips, aphrodisiacs for sexual intercourse with your partners. But yeah, Alto is a wellness company, and we plan to revolutionize the way we consume traditional medicines via the oral thin film technology.
That's great. So thank you for joining us this morning, Adam. To try Alto Strips for yourself, follow them at Alto Strips on Instagram and visit their website, getalto.shop. We'll be back with more news and events from around Austin after the break. Welcome back to Good Morning Longhorns.
Set your calendars, Longhorns. The total eclipse will be visible in Austin on Monday, April 8th. UT is celebrating this special event by hosting an event called the Total Eclipse of the Horns. Classes are set to be suspended campus-wide, and mylar glasses will be provided so students and staff can safely enjoy the eclipse. The last eclipse to be seen in this region occurred in 1397, long before the university was even created. Leah, I see you have these glasses on. Can you even see anything in those?
No, I cannot see anything. It is pitch black in here, but these will be very useful thankful for the eclipse since you are not supposed to look directly into the sun.
Oh, wow.
So I am all ready with these glasses, binoculars, you name it. My dad has well prepared me for it.
Will you be doing anything the day of the eclipse? Going to any watch parties or anything?
Well, I do have a finance test on the same day as the eclipse, but I can take it in a 12-hour window, so maybe for a little bit I can catch a glimpse of the eclipse.
Yes, hopefully. I will be heading to the Long Center because they're hosting a public watch party for Austin residents, so there'll be food, drinks, and apparently professional astronomers that we can ask questions about the eclipse, so I'm looking forward to that, and I will definitely be bringing these glasses.
For sure. For sure. That sounds like a blast. So everyone should go check that out.
Yes. All right, on this week's edition of Around Austin, we have a music festival coming to Lady Bird Lake. From March 29th to the 30th, more than 15,000 music lovers will be coming together on Auditorium Shores at Lady Bird Lake to enjoy Austin's only music festival focused on R&B and hip-hop music. If you are interested in getting tickets, head to urbanmusicfest.com for more information.
In Moody Center news, the CMT Music Awards will be in Austin again this year, taking place at 7 p.m. on Sunday, April 7th. Tickets are going fast, so be sure to check the website as soon as possible to get your tickets while they are still available. That is all for Around Austin this week. Peace Park has a new and quite unexpected art installation named Malin. Malin is an 18-foot tall troll made out of recycled and repurposed wood created by Denmark artist Thomas Dambo. The wood used is said to come from an old water tower right here on campus. Dambo has granted the park a 15-year license to the work that is subject to the conservation and maintenance of the sculpture. I have yet to see this sculpture in person, but from pictures, it looks huge.
No, I've seen pictures. It looks terrifying, honestly. I want to see it in person, but I'm glad it's made out of recycled materials. At least we're getting those, repurposing those into some artwork.
And each troll that he makes, because he has over 100 trolls worldwide.
Oh my goodness.
Each troll that he makes has some sort of purpose. So this one's purpose in Peace Park, there's a bowl that he is holding, and what is expected of visitors is hopefully they will pour a little bit of their water into this bowl, especially during the warmer months, so that animals will have water to drink.
Wait, that's so sweet.
I love the purpose.
I love that. Okay, I like the purpose of it. Maybe I'll go check it out and be less
everyone should
scared
go
of him
check it
now.
out.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. For more Good Morning Longhorns, until next week, you can follow us on Instagram at Good Morning Longhorns. I'm Lauren Peck.
And I'm Leah Wong. From all of us here at Good Morning Longhorns, have a wonderful Wednesday. And our team will see you back here next week.